Our final topic on the AER B-Boy B-Girl podcast is... Are breakers selling out or pimping the game? Ooh. Selling out or pimping the game.
Meaning?
What is selling out? Now, everybody has a different perspective with regards to selling out, right? Yeah. Everybody has a different perspective with selling out. Okay. The description and definition I want to use for today with regards to selling out is when you have committed to a culture or space by learning valuable lessons, talents, things of that nature, only to take those talents and lessons outside of the culture / space for others to benefit. Okay? We're going to use that particular definition with regards to selling out today. Okay. Now, what is pimping the game? Not many people know what pimping the game is. Okay? Pimping the game is taking those benefits you've gained from that space, those lessons, those talents, and bringing it back to your culture, your space. Okay? It's almost like, if I can draw a parallel, if I can draw like a similarity, Robin Hood. Yeah. Steal from the rich, give to the poor type thing. Right? So in breaking, I can go out, do commercial work, things of that nature, right? However, the money that I make from there, I'm bringing back to my community, my culture, to do workshops, events, whatever, as long as I'm utilizing it back to the space. Yeah. Now, with regards to selling out, I want to give you a very different approach with regards to an example that may be a little bit more clarity. It may present a little more clarity with you, okay? Let's say your wife or your girlfriend, right?
I'm triggered.
Leaves your home to go fuck around.
Okay.
And then she comes back empty-handed.
All right.
You and her would be considered sellouts. Okay?
Okay.
Hold on. Follow me. Follow me now. I'm sipping, but we're fine. Follow me. Okay. Now, if you and your wife have an understanding, right? A tight bond. Okay? And
special slim, bro.
Well, hold on. And she would know that she has to come back. Let's say you have an understanding. She's going to go fuck around, but she has an understanding that she has to come back with an abundance of resources,
right,
in order to sustain the home. So what happens is you have your wife, your girlfriend that'll go out, fuck around. She not bringing anything back home, right? But then you have your wife, your girlfriend that understands she has to go out. She goes out, she fucks around, but she has to bring something back to the stable. Something back to the nest.
Is this pimping?
Okay. That would be considered pimping the game.
Right.
Pimping the game, because who's winning at the end of the day?
Right.
You
Yeah.
and your wife.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the question is, in terms of breaking, we're going to kind of correlate it to breaking. Are breakers selling out or pimping the game?
Oh, okay.
Profo,
yeah.
let me go to you first, all right? Let me ask you this, though, because, again, I had mentioned this earlier to you.
Yeah.
You had said something, and it motivated me to come up with this topic.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Now, there's a saying, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm not certain if you heard this saying before. Okay. There's a saying. It's called, I didn't sell out, I cashed in.
Right. Yeah.
Many people who understand capitalism would know that capitalism is an equal value give and take.
Right.
Value for value. Hold on. Now, many people also understand that capitalism is a system. But what many people don't understand is that capitalism has no moral foundation.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Which is why I don't stop a hoe from getting money. If she needs to go out there, do what she got to do, feed her kids, buy her baby shoes, that's on her. I can't judge. I can't judge a man how he makes his money to feed his family. I can't do that. Now, I support capitalism, not wholeheartedly, but I do support capitalism.
Yeah.
However, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, Profo.
Okay.
If your integrity is questioned after accepting a breaking gig, Would that be a form of selling out?
Yes, that would be. But
Yes,
see,
you
that's,
answered that fast as hell.
yeah, because well, see, when you say integrity, that's on the individual. This is what I'm saying. Like this brings up, like I said this before. If I want to do flares in a G-string and get paid for it, and I want to do it, it's not selling out because you want to do it.
Hey, yo.
Well, to a certain extent, it's selling out the culture. It's selling out the community.
But
Yes.
and now circle back to the beginning.
Okay.
Circle back to the first question. Is it convoluted as heck? Yeah. Breaking is convoluted.
Break it down, homie. Break it down.
Like, these rules, like I said, going back to 1991 and what a B-boy is, because we're trying to get away from the 80s and dress in, like, crop tops and, like, listen to electro. Well, it's 2024. People are wearing crop tops and we're dancing to, like, produce breaks that sound like electro.
got
All
fanny
the
packs.
values that we try to stay away from is here. It's here now. But do these kids understand that? No. They just like what they like and it's cool.
Whose fault is that?
But here's the thing: if we want to expand styles, we don't want to hate. I'm from California, where we opened up. Don't put us in a box.
Bay Area.
Bay Area specifically.
Holler.
You know what I mean? Like don't put us in a box. It was a lot of the East Coast, West Coast. You're not doing footwork. We do power moves. We're innovating, and you're not. And the funny thing is, eventually, the East Coast looked like the West Coast now. And I'm a West Coast guy that does footwork. So it's like, what integrity? When it was like the values of like the local region. Because it's so convoluted. So it's like, so I can be from San Francisco and I like to do flares and maybe I'm homosexual and I do a G-string and flares in it. Why are you hating on me? I learned from breaking. They did circus style. That wasn't hip hop. But they still break.
It was still under the umbrella
Yes.
of breaking.
Yes. And there was wars about that. If I mixed house dancing with it, that's not true breaking.
How come that wasn't regulated?
It tried to be regulated.
And why didn't they stop? Like, why
Because
wasn't
we
there
can
rules
battle
and
it, 'cause
regulations
we can battle it out.
put in place?
No,
we could battle it
because
out.
capitalism is too powerful of a force.
What capitalism?
Getting paid.
Oh, no.
People gotta get paid.
No. What we're talking about, the regulation was certain crew came from the East Coast, went to the West Coast, you're doing it wrong. Let's battle. And then they would get smoked because they can't do this. But they could, and it's like all subjective values.
Yeah.
People did try to check it. You're not breaking. Why you have makeup on? Why aren't you dancing to Eric B. and Rakim? Why are you dancing to Linkin Park?
You don't think you don't
You leave my Lincoln Park
Hey,
alone.
but this is the truth.
well,
That
you don't
happens
think
today.
breakers, especially like elders, people that are in positions of influence, they can
They don't have influence. What are you talking about?
well, I'm sure
Respect your elders, kids.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Bang, bang.
individuals in the breaking community that if they needed to regulate, they can. You know what I mean? If they're in a position of power, or let me not say power, but in a position of influence, right? And they felt that someone is violating their culture, violating their community.
It's still regional, though. It's regional values. It's regional values. Because when people came out and said this is right, everyone said fuck you. A certain individual, the one who shall not be named. The whole West Coast said fuck you.
And that's okay?
Yeah.
You were okay with that?
Yeah. Because it's a battle. You prove it by... It's the dumbest reason why we have judges is like, if they can't do an air flare, they shouldn't judge. No. They are smart people that are, that could critical think and they make a better judge than
And
a
whose
guy who can air
opinions
flare.
we value,
Yeah.
right? Because of not just their contributions, because of who they are also.
Yeah. So when these people tried to regulate, the West Coast said, no, we have our own elders.
Can anybody be in violation to breaking as far as the rules, the regulations that many would abide by?
Say that again?
So let's say someone comes in and they're like, listen, six step is no longer foundation. This move is foundation. Okay? Would you consider that a violation?
No, because six step is, we're going to go deep. Six step was a created tool to teach a certain move, but then people treat it like it's a religion. 6-step. It's like, no, the sweep is the foundation. It's body mechanics, and it gives you good form to transition from this step. But then people took it as a religion, just like B-boy is a religion.
Yeah.
It's not critical.
Yeah, I'm one of
thinking.
those. I'm one of those.
You know, it's
Am I violating?
what that what?
That I feel that breaking is similar to a religious organization,
No, it is.
subscribes to
You
like
mean
a
a cult?
religious
It is.
organization.
It's a cult.
I'm an atheist.
That's a good
It's
thing,
cult.
though,
It's a
right?
cult. It
Said
could be
it.
good.
Said it.
But the thing is, it could shut you down as far as creativity, and you can't go abide. You know, some people won't critical think. We're supposed to. That's the whole what a battle is.
Okay.
We're testing theories out. It's a debate with physical movement because some people's like, this is how kids think. When I learn a 6-step, I am the ultimate because now I have it. But they don't know how to pick up their body. They're just literally doing 6 steps. No one taught them the science. Is like, hey, there's a swing. There's this body mechanics you have to learn. That's why you learn it. Not because it's God.
Okay.
And that's the problem.
Okay.
See, people take it as God. And then I have to like, as a teacher that teaches people, I have to reteach them the 6-step because they've been doing it wrong. Because they thought, I got it, now I can move on to the next. Versus understanding the structure, the biomechanical structure, not the religion behind the biomechanical structure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's just like, so these are debates. People did try to check.
Okay. Okay.
This is like 1995. People were checking, coming out, and trying to say this and that. And then it was only later we were like, well, everyone's stupid. All these OGs are only coming from a certain perspective. And then the kids flipped that. Then that's how the scene grows because they took some ideologies and went with it and grew it even more.
Okay.
So it's just like it's convoluted.
No, I understand.
You know
I
what I
understand.
mean?
Let me thank you, Profo. Let me move it over. Let me move the microphone over to Steve Believe.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, many breakers push for corporate support. Whether it's for funding, whether it's for recognition. However, they may not know the in-depth corporate operation. Okay? I mean, there's some corporations out there that use child laborers in order to
Can we name drop?
Child labor force.
facilitate some of their products.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know this,
That's-
right? Now, even understanding that, I don't think breakers still don't care. You know what I mean? Breakers still don't mind. And they don't
need my
mind
Nikes.
opening doors to other corporate entities to come in and, I guess take opportunities from these different corporate entities. There's a moral discrepancy there. You would say yes?
Yep.
Okay. Let me give you a hypothetical, homie. If a local gangster or drug dealer
Love it.
wanted to fund a break-in event, would it be okay to fund the break-in event with drug money, or would that be like pimping the game, as we said earlier?
But Black
pimping the game?
Dynamite, how I'm going to sell
drugs to the community. Wow. Good hypothetical, man.
Holy shit.
What says you, homie? What says you? What says you? Break it down. You understand the corporate industry, the corporate hustle. If someone from a street perspective, they wanted to apply the same concept, however, it's more of a street point of view, can we apply the same concept?
You absolutely can apply that same concept. The question is it an ethical or moral issue for you personally, right? So if somebody from where I live who moves weight came to me and was like, "You want to throw a jam? I want to give back." I'm gonna tell you what. You goddamn right. I'm putting a jam on for them.
We're going to move that dough.
We'll call it whatever you want to call it, dog. We out here. Yes, I will do that. But I am not going to take money from Marlboro to sell to kids and tell them that, like, smoking is good. And that you should do this and that.
you
and
wanna-
the third.
That's a contradiction,
You know,
homie.
that's a
Hold on.
contradiction. Hold on.
Integrity, though,
It's a
right?
contradiction I'm willing to live with. Because you got to understand, the person that is selling drugs to get by in the community, sure, that
Just to get
that is
by.
not okay on the one hand. However, on the other hand, since you brought up capitalism, I know that the world that we live in means that some people, including B-boys, got to do things to get by that they normally wouldn't, right? So there's a big difference between a multinational corporation that's given money and has done egregious harm to all of our health and to the planet, right? Versus somebody that's been selling some weed. Like, I'm sorry. I think that while there is dissonance between that choice, I'm happy to live with the ethical choice of being like, I'm gonna accept this drug dealer's money. However, I'm not gonna, like, if they're a murderer that's like putting mad bodies out here, that's a different story, dog. Like,
Does the drug changes the perspective?
indeed, I would say yes.
Powder.
Like, if you out here selling
Molly,
crack and you're like, yo, I'm trying to
Percocets.
throw this crack jam, I'm like, no, dog.
Trank, kids.
Trank, not
Okay.
trank. We know that
bro.
up here.
Trank.
But if you're like, yo, let's do tree style session,
Oh, okay.
I'm with you.
There is tree style session.
Exactly.
There is a tree style
there is
session.
tree
Yeah,
style
there is a
session.
tree style session.
Yeah, shout out to Utmost.
Right.
Okay, Shroom Con.
So
God.
that could happen. I'm not against that one too much. So, like, I guess, your drug of choice matters.
Yeah,
The type of dealer matters. So I guess at the end of the day, it is a nuanced decision that you have to make. But I'm happy living with that decision.
people,
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
people at the jam are like this.
Breezy! Are
man.
breakers selling out or are they pimping the game? You heard two different perspectives here. Where would you sit, homie? How does that sit with you?
Are they selling out or pimping the game? I say they doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah. To an extent, everybody is. Everybody has to exploit to a certain extent. But
Let's go. Let's go, homie.
Everybody also has to pimp the game too to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Life is a balance. It's just like what Project Pat said. You gotta take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love what you got and remember what you had. Like,
Damn.
This coming from the dude who said he would do the Diddy party.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There you
I
go.
would do the party and then go home. All right. I am not chilling there. I'm collecting my
Let me
check.
find out, homie.
And
That's
I
all.
am going
bro.
I
home.
wouldn't.
And then I'm using that money to fund the jam.
What
Damn.
does Diddy say?
Damn.
What does Diddy say? Hey, babe. Well, what the fuck?
Say you did that thing real good, Daddy.
Daddy, yeah.
Yo.
And he say that to me, and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, with my check. Thank you. Have a nice night."
Daddy, you
Oh,
sticking
ain't
around
going
for a
nowhere.
little while,
You ever see that
Daddy?
You ever see the drink chest? He's pulling dudes and making them sit next
Oh,
to him.
no, I
He's
ain't
like, he's gonna do that to you, like,
Bro, you ain't getting
Nah,
away.
no, you're not
You
going
ain't
away.
escaping Diddy's grip.
I'm a
Guys, final thoughts with regards to this particular topic. Are breakers selling out or pimping the game? We did implement a more moral and ethical concept to a lot of the things that we were talking about. What says you, Profo? Final thoughts.
Stuff.
Final thoughts. Are people selling out? I think they are. I think a lot of people sell out.
Yeah.
A lot of people sell out.
But it's okay.
It's okay if they do. It matters how I feel. Do I feel like I'm selling out? Then that's something I have to question, right? If it's because I'm setting the integrity, and it might be the strictest integrity, and I'm going to be broke because of that integrity, right? But I'm happy I could sleep at night with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like this is like, it's not just like this general thing, because like I said, the breaking religion's so convoluted because it's so regional and this and that what are the standards, right? Because right now we can say that about hip hop. Hip hop is singing now. Like, it's not even rapping anymore. These kids don't even care about
If I could jump in there real quick, I don't subscribe to hip hop being a culture anymore. Modern day hip hop is not culture.
Right.
I think it fits the description, as we said earlier, with regards to a genre.
Right,
I mean, you got rappers out here that are making music videos on their ops' graves.
Right. Yeah,
So-
yeah.
We lost the cultural aspect long ago.
Yeah.
But
But
Continue.
I mean, even with breaking, we're losing the original cultural aspect. But the thing is, it's not like it's like making it worse, like we're creating ops, like, actual bodies. It's to flip your religion, and the standards is us creating different ideas too. So it's evolving the actual art and movement too.
okay.
Those are the positives. So again, coming back to the selling out, everyone's gonna sell out, but it's what they within their own integrity. And if they don't, then that's something they have to question themselves, right? That's all. Yeah.
Copy. Thank you, Profo. Appreciate that. Steve, final thoughts. Are breakers selling out or pimping the game, homie? From a moral, ethical
I think
perspective.
we're in a better place than we were before, so that we can actually start having more in-depth conversations like this. But there's so many folks that are still in survival mode that it's hard to put constraints on them and be like, you need to uphold these values when they're still struggling to get by, right? So until we're able to uplift as a community more of those people in a way that is very, like salient and like you could touch it and feel it, I think that we're not quite at the point of us needing to be like, let's regulate this. However, I will also say we've all seen the old school documentaries on breaking and the old heads and the pioneers being like, yo, when the media came along, they started exploiting us, et cetera, right? Those conversations are on tape. However, for me, what I took away from is let's not get exploited. Let's make sure that we avoid this. However, did the structure for that from those old heads get created so that we aren't exploited? No. And I'm not saying that is fully their responsibility, but for sure they have some responsibility to write that course for the next generation. So the fact that we're here still having this conversation means that, yeah, absolutely more needs to be done. But for me, that means that the structure that needs to be created is educational first. That's just my whole fucking thing, right?
Okay.
So when we start realizing and working together around the same issue of, look, if we want to build our communities, we need to be in schools, we need to be teaching in studios, we need to be throwing jams, and we need to be bringing outside money in to fund these instead of it off of the back of people like, oh, I don't know, meat, right? Like, I'm not the only one, though, for sure.
Me?
Yeah.
But, like, we need to build structures that are going to survive past us, because that's when you can say, yo, you knew better than to be exploited because you were taught, because you had more opportunities. And I think we're getting close to that.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a much more concerted effort to build structures, because the way break-in is now is it's still like a speakeasy. It's still like speakeasy joints, you know?
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Thank you,
building
Steve.
That sustainability is important.
Thank you, Steve. Final thoughts, Breeze. Are breakers selling out or pimping the game?
Like I said, it's a little bit of both, and life needs balance, so you need both the good and the bad when it comes to this thing. And you also need to understand too, personally, that if you're doing something inherently bad, then you have to come back and you have to put in that negative. You have to take that negativity and turn it into a outright positive. Like, if I'm selling some bud, I better be teaching later on that day. And
It's like a
not that
counterbalance.
day. That is,
If I'm
not that.
smoking weed and getting high,
These
I better
5-year-olds
take that energy.
That was wrong analogy. Wrong analogy. Delete
Gentlemen!
that.
Scratch that.
Thank you so much. We made it through.
Yes.
Salute to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in with us. Feel free to hit these guys up behind the scenes if you guys have any opportunities, anything that you're looking for. You know where to reach them out at. This is Rick the Ruler with the AER B-Boy B-Girl podcast signing out. Thank you so much. Peace.
Peace.